Hey, Shalom Makim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And as always, much peace, love, and salutation to the elect of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, pushing this word with all truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. And what I want to do was go on a quick lesson today and do a response video to Elder Apostle Tahar's lesson that he put up earlier today that states, why did Samson have long hair, Apostle Tahar? Which was a question that Apostle Tahar was reading off of his comment board in regarding to an individual on the comment board asking, sincerely, why Samson had long hair when in the law, well, I'll get it, not necessarily the law, but let me get it real quick here. It's 1 Corinthians, is it 1 Corinthians 11? Or it might be 1 Corinthians 14. Oh, man, long hair. Okay, yeah, 1 Corinthians 11, Salakia. There we go. All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. Or excuse me, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. It says, doth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him? You see, so, as a man, we're not supposed to have long hair, like long dreadlocks or hair that goes past down your shoulders and things of that nature. We're not supposed to have long hair as a man because, as it says here, it says, if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him. And when you get this word shame, all right, this word shame in the Greek is atimia, all right, which that word shame says dishonor, all right, ignominy, right, ignominy, which is shame, all right, public shame, or it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace because it says women are supposed to have long hair. So when you have long hair as a man, all right, it likens you to being, likened unto a woman in a sense, That's why in verse 15 it reads, it says, but if a woman have long hair, as she should, right, it is a glory to her. So it's a glory for a woman to have long hair, and it's a shame for a woman to have her head shaved bald or shaved real low. For her hair is given for her, for her hair is given her for a covering. You see, so when you as a man have long hair, you pretty much are covering, you're pretty much are covering your covering. That's why it's not permitted for a man to have his head covered when he prays and he prophesies. And it is fit for a woman to have her hair covered and have long hair. Now, when you go into the history, all right, when you get the book of Numbers, the 6th chapter, which I've seen Elder Yashawamba and Elder Yatazak post in the comment board, but Elder Apostle Tahar mentioned about a quick lesson, so the Spirit hopped me to put some precepts together. But when you go in Numbers, the 6th chapter here, this chapter goes into what's called the vow of a Nazarite. Okay, whenever you take the vow of a Nazarite, right? So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 1. It says, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either a man or a woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite. So it could be a man, or it could be a woman that made this vow. Okay, it just wasn't a man that could make this vow. It was a man or a woman. All right, and when you get this word separate, which I'll grab it real quick here. 1 second. That word separate in the Hebrew is pronounced palah. You see? That word is pronounced palah. And when you get that word separate, Slocking, 1 second. When you get this word separate It says make a special to make a special votive offering. So the vow of a Nazarite is a special vow that you will make. Okay, because the bold word, it says be surpassing, or it's extraordinary. You see, when you make the vow of a Nazarite, it's a very, very, I mean, all vows are serious to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, but this is a special vow, if that makes sense. Okay. Or it says here, it says do a hard or difficult thing. Make a hard vow. You see this? So this was a hard vow. Okay. That's what it means to separate. And then we'll get that word Nazarite to take the vow of a Nazarite, which that word Nazarite is pronounced Nazayar or Nazayar. Okay. Which says consecrated or devoted one. You see? And consecrated means to be separated or devoted. Okay, devoted one, a devotee, or untrimmed. You see that? Untrimmed. See, one consecrated or one devoted to Yahweh, right? So it says, I'm gonna read that again. It says, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when either a man or a woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto Yahweh, right? He shall separate himself from wine and strong drink. So that was one thing that you would separate yourself from. You couldn't have wine or anything of the grape or anything of the vine or any kind of strong drink. That was something that you couldn't do. It says, and shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink. And this isn't like modern day vinegar that you have today at the grocery store. All right, when you get this word vinegar real quick here. This word vinegar is chamatazah. All right, chamatazah, which just says vinegar, a common condiment forbidden to a Nazarite. See, it was forbidden, right? It says neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dry. You see, so you couldn't have anything of the blood of the grape, no strong drink, no liquor, no wine, no grapes, no raisins. Nothing of that nature. See, all the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree. See that? From the kernels even to the husk. As it says, not even the grape seeds or the skin. Okay, not even grape skins or grape seeds, nothing like that, right? Verse 5. All the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head. You see that? So that was another thing. Couldn't cut your hair throughout the whole duration of the vow itself. You couldn't put a razor to your head. It says until the days be fulfilled, right? In which he separateth himself unto Yahweh, he shall be holy and shall let the locks of his hair of the hair of his head grow. You see, and this doesn't mean that you can go get dreadlocks. Because dreadlocks are actually very, very unclean. What the word locks here goes into braids. Okay? That word locks is parai, hair, long hair of head, or locks. Right? Because when you braid your hair is locked together. Long hair of head or locks. Let me get that parai, from the root word parai, to act as a leader, to let go or let loose. To let go or let loose. Right? It says until his hair must grow long. Right? So you couldn't cut your hair. You couldn't let no razor come upon your hair. You see? Now there is more specifications whenever you read down in the chapter, but the point is that, you know, you, like, for example, you couldn't come near a dead body. You know, you couldn't come at a dead body. And like I said, you could read the whole Numbers, the 6th chapter on your own time, but this is also something that the Apostle Paul, when you read in Acts 21, let me get to the point real quick here. Let's get Acts 21 and verse 17. It says, and when we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren received us gladly, And the day following, Paul went in with us unto James, and all the elders were present. And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things the Most High had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry, because the ministry was given unto the Apostle Paul, as we know. It says, and when they heard it, they glorified. It says they glorified the Lord, and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews. Excuse me, let me read it again. Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe. Okay, yeah, and the Jews are those that are of the circumcision. It says which believe. Okay, it says and they are all zealous of the law, meaning what? That they pretty much took the laws of Moses seriously. You know, they were into the customs of circumcision. You know, but they took the law seriously. Those that were raised up in the customs, right? It says and they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses. You see, so they was pretty much saying that those Jews were saying that the Apostle Paul was on the scene, saying that pretty much that Moses' law was to be forsaken, like the law is done away with, which that wasn't what the Apostle Paul said, saying that they are not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs, which wasn't, you know, when you read in Acts the 15th chapter, you had pretty much Israelites that knew that they were Israelites, but believed in the Messiah, saying that, look, the only way that you can make it, that the only way that you can be saved is through circumcision, or you know, pretty much if you're not circumcised, you can't be saved, right? So it says here, what is it therefore, right? The multitude must needs come together, for they will hear that thou art come, right? Do therefore this that we say to thee. We have 4 men which have a vow on them. So there was 4 men that had the vow of a Nazarite, right? When you get this word vow in Acts 21 and 23, that word is echo. All right, echo. One second here. It says, is used of one on whom something has been laid, on whom it is incumbent as something to be born, which is a vow. You see? It says, we have 4 men which have a vow on them. Take them, these 4 men, and purify thyself with them. Right? Go for a purification ceremony, right? And be at charges with them. Pretty much you would take care of their expenses. If they were poor Nazarites, you would take care of their sacrifices, in a sense, right? So let's actually read this in the NLT to get a better understanding. It says, go with them to the temple and join them in the purification ceremony, paying for them to have their heads ritually shaved. You see that? Because you could either be a Nazarite of perpetuity, or you could be a Nazarite of days. Whereas a Nazarite of perpetuity, for example, was Samson. You know, when you read Judges the 13th chapter, Samson was a Nazarite of perpetuity, because before he was born, it was told unto him that it was told unto his mother that he was going to be a was it his mother or his father? I want to say it was his mother. Let me double check real quick here. Judges 13. Yeah, it was unto his mother. So let's read this real quick. Judges 13 and 3. And the angel of Yahweh appeared unto the woman and said unto her, behold now, thou art barren and bearest not, meaning she couldn't have any children, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine nor strong drink. So the angel told Samson's mother, look, you can't have anything of the grape. You can't have any kind of wine or strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing, any kind of forbidden food, right? For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, right? And no razor shall come on his head. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto the Most High from the womb. So he was a Nazarite dedicated, pretty much vowed to the Lord from the womb. He was chosen or preordained. You see, the Lord ordained him from the womb to be a Nazarite. and he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. See that? Which Samson was a judge. All right, another Nazarite of perpetuity was Samson. Or not, I just said Samson, but I'm going to say Samuel. All right, 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 11. Okay? And this is when Hannah was praying, right? She said, and she vowed a vow and said, O Yahweh of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, because she was barren, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but will give unto thine handmaid a man child, a son, then I will give him unto Yahweh all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head, which was a vow before Samuel was even born. You see? So Samuel was a Nazarite. John the Baptist also was a Nazarite. When you get the book of Luke, the first chapter, just get straight to the point. Luke chapter 1, verse 15, it says, for he shall be great, talking about John the Baptist, in the sight of the Lord, and shall drink neither wine nor strong drink. See that? So he wasn't going to drink wine or strong drink. He was going to be completely dedicated to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and be separated. Right? It says, and he shall be filled with the Holy Spirit even from his mother's womb. Sounds very similar to Samson and Samuel. See? Now, is the word Nazarite here in this verse? No, but I mean, it said that he wouldn't drink wine or strong drink. You know? So that was the reason as to why, Samson couldn't cut his hair, because he was a Nazarite. He was a Nazarite from the womb. And we read the law in Numbers, the 6th chapter, according to the vow of a Nazarite. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and much peace, love, and salutation to the elect of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai, pushing this word with all truth and sincerity. Shalom.